Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the CRUBCAST. This week's little bit of dose of controlled chaos in the audio and video realm. I am JTart9, and I am here with my fellow dancing men, Nicco All Hail Buckets.
What's up, gamers?
And Sean Wolf KO Son.
Hi, that's me. How's it going, everybody?
I hope it's going well. So what we're talking about today is we're talking about, why did they stop making fun sports games?
It makes me upset.
Because I kind of miss them.
Yeah. No, I miss him too, man. Okay. Here's like what I've been thinking about, right?
Okay, tell me.
In the past year, maybe we should go into some like examples of sports games we like. Yeah,
some
games
of the stuff
we're talking about.
Some of the stuff that I remember that like are games that I really miss like existing is Sorry, I just had to sneeze.
I was like, did you just like blow up immediately?
No, I had to sneeze.
Like, I watched you disintegrate.
As soon as I got to that
eyes.
point of the sentence, I was like, no, I have to sneeze. Some of the games that I remember are like most of the Mario sports games from like the GameCube, Wii, N64 era, and like you also have your licensed NBA, NFL, Streets, your MLB Slugfests,
right.
NFL Blitz. Like there were so many great sports like even like the NFL Sega 2K games that were like on the Dreamcast. They're still like held up as like some of the best sports games ever made.
Oh yeah, people still like keep up with rosters on NFL 2K5 and everything.
Yeah,
like, it's insane.
It's like a thing. Yeah, it's still a thing because it's like the Dreamcast like engine that they made for those games. Just have not been topped, and I miss them, man. Like I really do. Like even even going to like Tony Hawk's and Skates, like man.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Which
I really miss the Tony Hawk games.
Yeah. Like the remaster, don't get me wrong, is great, but like it just made me want more. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
certainly.
I forgot all about this game until you start bringing up NBA Street and whatnot, which also love those. I remember like that one football game. I think it was like
Blitz Rumble or whatever
or something where
Blitz
like you could
League.
like Blitz League,
Blitz
where you
League
could like
was
break
so good.
where you could break people's necks and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah,
and it had a story mode where you got arrested for doping.
Yeah, or like you could actually make other people get arrested too and everything. Gosh, I forgot all about that.
Actually, Justin, you bring up a good point with the story, right? Like, so this is what I was gonna say. Like at the beginning, before we started diving in on examples, like I have become a sports fan in the past like year and a half.
Go Birds.
And I have never been go Birds. And I've not been before, right? Well, I mean, I was like, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl the first time, it's like, like you live in Philadelphia, you got to be hyped for the Birds, right?
You just are.
The thing is, what I have realized over the past year has been the value of storylines in sports. And then the value of sports vis-a-vis hearing about the storylines, hearing about like deeper dives into sort of strategy and how sports are played at sort of a very high professional level. What makes teams good? What makes athletes good? It's been really exciting. And I fear that sports games have not tapped into that side of it and that type of energy, along with the fun and cool energy of like an NBA or NFL Street type of game or a character of Blitz the League.
Yeah.
And I just wished that I could see a sports game that articulates, an athletic story to that degree.
Yeah. Right. Like, for example, like Madden has tried like story mode before, like where you would be, a player going into the league and whatnot. You start off as a rookie, but then they also have like unskippable cutscenes that are just awful. And then like, say you mess up something, you have to go all the way to the beginning to do your entire cutscene again, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. But like the thing that like, I think that a lot of like, for example, Madden, it's supposed to be like a simulation, but it never really like fully feels that way. Cause you still get like those game moments where like, oh, that ball literally just went through my character's face. and they caught it. Cool.
Like when you have that dissonance from the gameplay and what real life is, when you have a game like a Madden or a 2K or an FC or whatever you're playing,
right?
When it's stipulating on real life, you expect it to work exactly like real life, but then you realize it's a video game and it just will never be perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what gets you really upset.
Yeah, like you have like, NBA Live and 2K. Like, for example, like I try to find ways to have fun in those games as well. Like me and my friends, we made an entire team where I made my character be Vlad the Impaler. Like that was my created character. And I made him like as tall as he could be, as skinny as he could be. He was just like absolutely like the most unathletic looking person on the court. But I had so much fun because for some reason he was also like just a beast for no reason. And that's the kind of fun that like I look for in these types of games, because you can't really get that and say like, I know I keep bringing up Madden because I'm a football fan, but like you can't get that in Madden. Madden just pisses you off 24/7 because why is that happening? That shouldn't be happening. Why? Derrick Henry should run over that like 5'5" cornerback, but no, I guess he's just going to trip over his face and now he fumbled and I'm going to scream for the next 3 hours. Thank you. Anyway.
That's so fair, dude. The logic of a sports game being, incongruous to real life is certainly
because like sports games in general are things that you can go out and do.
Yeah.
So
right,
you have two kinds of sports games in my opinion. You have sports games where they try and iterate on real life as much as they can where it feels like you're watching and playing an actual game of football or an actual game of basketball or an actual game of anything that's happening on TV, but you're controlling the players. And then you have those sports games that take what the sport is and iterate on it to make it a video game, which is where you get your Mario Strikers, you get your Mario Baseball, you get your Blitz the League, you get your NFL NBA Street. Rocket League is a great example of that.
Build on it, yeah.
And I feel like the industry as a whole has leaned towards that side of realism. Yeah. Because that's just the way that the AAA games have gone. That the value of making an NFL or NBA Street in general just isn't seen as valuable, because how do you sell packs? How do you sell gambling to children out of that?
Right, exactly. And that's the thing that like kind of bums me out, because like back in the day, like Tiny Toons, for crying out loud, Tiny Toons had like these sports games that were fantastic way back in the day for no reason. They had no reason to be like that.
Yep.
But nowadays, like really you have, I guess, simulation versus arcade, and like the only arcade games we're getting are like Super Mario Tennis Aces,
which is bad.
And even then they're not even that great.
Which is bad. Yeah.
Because like it doesn't feel like it feels like there's no other competition. Like what is the other arcade sports game you can think of that isn't Mario based?
It's gotta be like an indie game, kind of like a Golf Story. Like that's the closest thing I can think of.
Golf Story, Mutant League Football. Like Mutant League Football in hockey was like back in like the 90s, and they did really well. Well, I don't know if they did well, but like they were really fun on the Sega Genesis.
But they don't really exist anymore. Like
they came back in like I think 2018, I think.
Yeah, but like it had to be like a Kickstarter thing, didn't it?
Yeah.
Kevin had a really good mini golf VR game.
Again, that's stipulating more on reality.
Right, exactly.
Golf with your friends is one, though, I guess.
That's another one.
Golf with your friends.
Like, why is it golf? Why is golf the one that's it's like pioneering a lot of it?
Yeah.
Because nobody needs to get paid for golf.
That's fair. And also, the best simulator for tennis game in the recent memory is GTA 5, which is crazy to say.
That's criminal.
Right?
Hold on.
GTA 5 had a whole tennis mini game where you could go into the game and play tennis. Same thing with golf. It had a very, very solid like golf simulator in there. But golf gets support.
You might be right.
Because it gets like Rory McIlroy or Tiger Woods. I think either of those guys have the games.
Right.
I don't like that you're right, because I can't think of any tennis games. Gosh.
It's either that or Mario Tennis Aces, which is a step up from Power Smash, but
yeah.
Can I just say that the whole suite of Mario sports games that came out on the Switch have been so disappointing?
Yes, I agree with that. You know what upsets me to this day? I love Mario Strikers.
I love Mario Strikers.
One of my favorite games like that involves Mario, period. Name one person that plays the Wii game.
More people actually play the Wii game than you think. Because
I don't know anyone.
Now, well, the servers are dead.
I don't know anyone that plays any Super Mario Strikers game because, like, when it came out, everyone I remember being hype, and then after it came out, people were like, "Yeah, it wasn't as good as we wanted it to be," and I was like, "How is it not as good as you wanted it to be?"
They never did.
It's a soccer game. It's like really not.
But play that versus the Wii version.
Like, play
see the difference.
The Switch version's just super basic. Like,
which I feel like that was the same thing with what was it, like Super, like Rush Golf or whatever it was.
Mario Rush, whatever it was called. Yeah, the Switch version of Golf.
Which was like, hey, what if we made? Go ahead.
Sorry. Does it feel like a Mario Party mini game?
A step above a Mario Party mini game, but a step below any of the other Strikers games they ever made.
I see.
Yeah, because like part of what made Strikers so good was like it was hectic. It had like Mario Kart power ups whenever you hit someone without the ball, so you'd have things to go and throw at people. And the Switch version it was called Battle League, the Switch version, but like they played the same canned animations. Like they just basically made a GameCube game in 2025 and added nothing. So like there was no single player mode. The only single player mode was trying to win a cup. And the cup was just static images.
There was nothing.
You got to create your own team of players, but like they all had gear so that you could put gear on them. So if you wanted to make a super strong Rosalino or a super fast Donkey Kong, you just put different gear on them and they'd play completely different instead of having like an identity for the character.
It just was like, hey, just do whatever you want. And there was like the thing that, like, again, you brought up in the beginning, story. With these arcade games, you also need story, I feel, because in Mario Tennis, I
feel like it needs it more.
Yeah, Aces, I don't remember much about that. I don't even remember if there was much of a story. Strikers,
Aces had a story. Aces had a story. It was a Mario and Waluigi became Thanos with a power tennis racket, and they would like cursing people. It was actually pretty funny. Like Aces is the best one of the bunch, in my opinion, but it's still like was just lacking.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Super Rush. I think also had a story.
It was like you played as like a little Mii character and you ran around. It wasn't like anything. But Strikers Battle League, they built Battle League with the concept of you could join up with 3 other people and make your own league and like be your own team, and you control 1 player on the field and you would be 4 people on the field. But like that would predicate 4 people ever buying that game.
Yeah, like that was and the thing that I also I miss about arcade games is kind of like the discoverability. Like I think it was Mario 3-on-3 Hoops on the DS.
Oh my god, on the DS.
Yeah, it was so fun, but then like there were like those secret characters, like Final Fantasy characters in it that you weren't expecting whatsoever.
Because it was made by Square Enix, so they had like Cactar and Black Knight and Black Mage.
Yeah, which was so cool because like you weren't expecting that type of. Well, actually, when you look at the box, you probably. But at the same time, like. You don't really get that now, you know? Like, any kind of surprises is kind of, like, shown off in the trailer. It's like, oh, cool.
I would say, I haven't seen a game really do, like, old-school surprises like that.
Yeah.
At least not that I can think of.
But, again, I think the thing that, like, really sucks right now for sports games is, again, there's not really much competition. Like, outside of, like, 2K and... NBA Live
doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly, because that was competition for a little bit, and then
because you had 2K baseball and you had MLB The Show. And 2K baseball doesn't exist anymore. You had NBA Live and 2K basketball. NBA Live doesn't exist.
What's the baseball version of Blitz the League?
MLB Slugfest.
Yeah, Slugfest 06, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you also had MVP baseball back in the day too, and MVP baseball is it's still my favorite baseball game they ever made. Oh yeah, like it's just
and like even the backyard games, like backyard baseball,
which they're coming back. They're coming back.
Yeah, but like, are they coming back as good? You know,
we don't know yet.
I was going to ask, like, are they coming back as like remakes, or are they like their own new thing?
So the company that bought the rights to those have been putting the games, the original PC games, on Steam for like $8 a piece.
Yeah.
So far, they've been doing that. I picked up Backyard Baseball on Steam on my end, and I actually was able to play it on Steam Deck, which is actually really interesting because you can use the trackpad like a mouse and like click and swing the bat.
Switch 2 should do that.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool. Oh my god!
I think they're actually good. I think they actually patented that. Like they were going to have like a mouse cursor. with this with the Joy-Con.
I'm into that.
But they said they were going to bring it back. And when I first, the thing is with my gut reaction with them bringing backyard baseball and like backyard sports back, I'm just like, if you're going to do this, do not mess it up.
Yeah, just go balls to the wall.
Yeah. Like you cannot mess it up.
Like, I feel like so often it's just like bare bones. It's like, well, we made a baseball game.
We threw some models onto a skeleton, rigged it up to play baseball, and that's really it. Because no one can really, because like if you want to compete with like you're the shows of the world, you kind of need that MLB backing so you can have MLB teams or MLB players in the game. Yeah, because a lot of the times
something
either you have really cool original characters or you have the players that people know and want to go and see.
Yeah, right.
And
Like,
well, that was somebody I read. I think Kevin tweeted it that he said like at one point whoever held the rights for NHL/NHLPA rights, they had to choose between the rights of the players and keeping fighting in because someone in the NHL heard a little kid say, "I'm fighting Wayne Gretzky."
Yeah.
And they chose to keep the fighting in as far as I remember.
Fight.
Especially since fighting's a part of the sport.
Yeah, check
huge.
Kevin's Blue Sky if you're curious.
No.
Shout out
the
Kevin
game and find out
his Madden video.
Yeah, but again, it comes down to like, what are you adding to it? Because I always think back on like league hockey and football where you could just like throw your opponent into like a mine and they'd blow up, and it's like, oh, I just got rid of their best player. Cool, but it was building upon that. Rocket League, it's car soccer. That's cool. And it's these things that you have to build on. It's just, I want more. It's one of those things that like, it's so hard to break through, I think, as an arcade game. But also, I feel like it's just an untapped market as well, because there's really not many that stick out to me.
It really is, because it's
you know
really
what
just
else?
Rocket League.
You know what else is an untapped market?
Patreon.com
is you, potential Crubscribers.
You, the person listening to this right now.
You, listener, dear listener.
Untapped market.
Visit us at crub.org. Follow us on all socials at CrubOfficial. Follow us, except Twitch, where it's twitch.tv/crub_official. Crub.org, like I said, for everything else. Patreon.com/crub, where we have hours and hours and hours of us doing this more or less. So if you like us, come there. And listen to what we have to say.
I don't give less, I give more.
And also, crub.org/join our public Discord, where you can be in the same group chat as us.
We also have things on there like Book Crub.
Boom.
All right. I think we covered just about everything. Yeah, Book Crub, where we play games with you and give you the opportunity to speak to us about games. Very fun. The games are usually free. So if you're looking for some online community,
or just looking for a recommendation for the next game to play, because sometimes you're just like, I'm in between games. What am I going to play? They're playing Half-Life 2.
All right, and we're back at it again with some sports games, fellas.
So if you had to, so here's what we know what's in the pipeline in terms of sports games. We know there's a new Skate coming out. They're making a new Skate game.
I feel like it's been coming out for like the longest time.
It feels like it's been coming out for like 3 years, and we haven't seen any footage of the game whatsoever.
See when that was.
We know that there's a new backyard baseball coming out, or backyard sports in general coming out. Haven't seen any footage of that. We always know there's Forza games on the horizon.
Yeah.
Pun. Haha. We always know that there's going to be another gambling game made by EA or 2K at some point.
Gosh. Which also 2K was supposed to come out with a football game, like not a simulation but an arcade game forever ago, and they just never have. So that still might come out, maybe. I don't know, hopefully.
And also rumored as of the day of recording, Tyshawn Jones has a pro skater has more or less confirmed that they're remaking a new Tony Hawk game. I don't want to claim that. I don't want to say that like I don't want to say that like we're definitely getting that. I don't want to get people's hopes up. And I also don't want to say that Crub is the one saying that, but he was on,
we're breaking news.
I think it was with Charlemagne that he was like,
weird.
Yeah, I'm not in a new Skate game, but I am in a new Tony Hawk game that they're remastering or whatever. So the clip's out there. It's I don't. Yeah, we take no responsibility if it doesn't come out.
I will.
I'll take responsibility.
They need to make another Bam versus Tony Hawk game, but like them as
Tony Hawk
now.
Tony Hawk
now.
That'd be so cool. I'd still be into that, dude.
But they're honestly, age now, like how they are now. Absolutely.
They need like a yeah, like I need a game where I can play both as Rodney Mullen and Andy Anderson.
Yeah.
Like I need a game with Andy Anderson in it. I love that guy. He just seems like the nicest dude, and he's a great skater.
Oh man,
I miss skating.
Skate games are a lost art, in my opinion.
I agree. People forgot how to make them. They stopped doing it and they forgot.
Remember water sports like jet skiing and whatnot?
Oh my god.
Or snowboarding?
Oh, I don't remember that. I was a splashdown rides gone wild girly.
Wave Rider 64, all the SSX tricky games.
SSX game. Like, where did they go? Man. Why are they not profitable anymore? Like, who's not buying them?
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, I have a hunch as to what happened, and I'm not really going to go into it, because we have some folks in this very ecosystem who I think could perhaps shed some more light on the situation than I can.
Come on, Sean.
But there were a lot of junk sports games for a while, and the thing is, when like one thing hits and then a bunch of other people try it, like there is that potential that somebody deems the whole, like throws the baby out with the bathwater, more or less,
Because like, if it's not profitable, games are a lot more expensive to make, so you can't just churn out a bunch of copies of things anymore.
Yeah. Which is why, like, even like arcade games you might see like on the PlayStation Store where it's like, oh, these are just like chibi JJ Watt. And it's like, why is JJ Watt in this football game? He's been retired for like 4 years and it says 2025 on it.
Did he say he was coming out of retirement?
He said he was coming out of retirement if this one goalkeeper didn't allow another goal for the rest of the year. He would join he would join the Cincinnati Bengals.
Does he want to play against TJ Watt?
Maybe, but he said he would do it. He didn't think that they would be doing. I don't know if they've allowed a goal since.
Yeah, because I think he's a part owner of Wrexham Football Club with Ryan Reynolds and
that's crazy.
Ryan. Yeah, but he went Rob McElhenney.
Yeah, they went like a bunch of games without allowing a goal, and JJ Watt was like, "This is becoming more and more
like
close
real
to reality."
Yeah, and he's like, "Wait."
Actually, I want to see if they've allowed a. I want to see if they allowed a goal. Keep talking.
Keep looking up Wrexham while we're talking about this. Well, we've had some games try and like enter the space with like Skater XL and things like that.
I don't know what that is.
Well, Skater XL is more of like a simulator. You're a skateboarder and it's a simulation of like riding a skateboard. But like Skate was as good as it was, in my opinion, because it hit that perfect balance of being real skateboarding, being super faithful to the culture, but also being a game.
Yeah, it was like a little arcadey, a little simmy. It was good. It was like the perfect balance.
It was like you could feasibly see people hitting these giant ramps, but also they had the thing in the game that's called the Hall of Meat, where you'd throw yourself off the skateboard and try and see how much damage you could do to your body.
Yeah, that was fun. But you don't really... I think also a lot of people are like afraid to do things like that now. It's like, oh, we don't want the kids to think to do this. You know,
and it's like, we turned out fine. Sean shot rockets out of his crotch. It's fine.
I didn't shoot them out of my crotch. I shot them while holding them with my crotch.
Yeah. Sean developed powers to shoot rockets out of his crotch.
Yeah. He's like that Katy Perry music video.
Yeah, he's got the eye of the tiger.
I don't call my crotch the eye of the tiger. What is also, anyway, but also I looked at the JJ Watt thing. The eye of the... As of today, February 18th.
Dating
this is an article posted today at 6:11 p.m. They have done 11 shutouts.
Let's go, Wrexham.
They have not allowed a goal since that DM.
That guy really doesn't want JJ Watt, or that guy really wants JJ Watt to play football again.
He's like, bro, I'm such a big fan.
He's like, yo, my parlay
is crazy.
He's like, my parlay is riding on this.
Imagine insider betting on sports, but like to do that as best as you can.
You know people are going to, though. You know
my
people
parlay.
Are going to. Gosh, my parlay.
My parlay.
So with sports games, something that's interesting that kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of the simulator games, the Maddens, the NHLs, the 2Ks, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That actual sports teams are involved in it as well. Mm-hmm. Like they all have esports teams. Like there's an NBA GC. There's an NBA like gaming league. Mm-hmm. There's a NHL gaming league. There's like NHL gaming teams. There's, international soccer, international football have been doing their own esports teams. I know Manchester City has a really big one, but they kind of have a really big of everything because they're Manchester City and they have a lot of money.
Right.
Do you guys think that because of how esports is impacting sports games as a whole, they've made them kind of too big to challenge?
Yeah.
Like you think that nobody else can, like if anyone else is going to throw a ton of money at it, do you think that they're just not doing it because there's so much backing behind the leagues and the teams and the players and the player base that you're just like, it's not worth it?
That's a good point. Like they're fighting Madden. The machine.
Yeah.
No, like Madden has like a deal with the NFL where it's like, no other simulation game can happen. I think they revamped the deal since, but there's like a cutoff date. It was like, the NFL will not work with any other company to make a football simulation game.
Well, then, I guess
that was the thing. Like they threw so much money at that.
Actually, Justin, the question to answer this question would be, how well did NCAA sell after they lost the ability to have the athletes in the game?
And then they actually just made a new one because now they have NIT deals where players can get paid now.
Right. Yeah.
So now that they brought it back, and it sold pretty damn well from what I understand.
Yeah, I think it was like a top 10 game sold in like the West, like all of last year. I think so.
I mean, to your point, Justin, it might just be too big of a pond. Like it's, to say that like the industry of sports, the machine is so big that like if a kid sees a sports game where you're playing as, number
65 for the San Francisco 72ers. Yeah.
It's simply not as exciting as a sports game where you're playing as Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's where I think the misconception is, where like we can have that. We just need a developer to do that. And again, that's where I think like the arcade is an untapped market because you can do those types of things. You could have there's so much you can do. They gotta like, people need to like be more careful with their money, right? Like it's I think people gotta start right. People got to start right-sizing their games to the expected audience. Mm-hmm. Like, don't spend $1 billion making a new sports sim game type thing like this. Mm-hmm. Like, spend a couple million, see what happens if you have it, right? If your company has it. And like...
Something that I'm thinking too... Sorry, you go. You finish. Sorry.
I guess that's sort of what I'm saying is it's like, people make like the thing to try and be like the biggest and the best and the this. Like, no, just make something that will profit. And to do that, you have to consider that you can get character out of your game and charm, I think, without the licenses, without the high budgets, without... I think that kind of goes back to what 2 cents. I think that also goes back to what Justin was talking about earlier, where like it feels like the bubble is like way too big, because how do you even get into that without the licenses, without all of that? Like, what company wants to give a developer money to like, oh hey, can we make because they even made like a new Titans game, but it's like, hey, what if we made like Bloodborne but like tennis? Dude, a tennis Souls-like?
That would
you're
go
cooking, Sean.
crazy.
I'm cooking.
You are cooking, my man.
But what developer's going to say, yeah, but I'm watching how much they're making off of
packs.
Off of packs. And are you going to add, what are you going to add? Are you going to add Artorias to the game? No. Well, I don't want to give you money then.
And I also, think how do I profit off of this after the first
and how
sale?
does this speak? And I think, Justin, you brought this up earlier about like the esports teams. There's also a profit in that as well. And it's like, how are you going to have an esports team that plays like an arcade version of, because there's so much sweat that goes in that type of thing. And people are like, oh, well, I found like a cheat thing and blah, blah, blah. And there's so much that goes into that.
And if you're trying to make a sports game that costs $1 billion and will make $2 billion, then that's bully for you. But I imagine only one or two companies are able to do that, and then maybe 5 or 6 have their fingers in it.
I just feel like it's so untapped. It makes me mad because I look at the potential. I'm like, there could be so many good sports games that are just fun. They're just fun. And we're just not getting it. It's just like the same simulated slop over and over and over again. And this is coming from somebody who has bought Madden every single year since like 2003.
Yeah, because everyone complains about the new Madden being the exact same game. Everyone complains about the new FC being the exact same game. Everyone complains about the new 2K being the exact same game. But it still sells like, what, 10 million a year at launch? Like,
yeah.
People keep buying them.
And also, we're
like
not...
Go ahead.
I do want to make it clear that we're not attacking esports here.
Not like, esports specifically. I'm attacking like
we're just
EA
saying
and
that
2K
the pond
for not iterating on their games.
Right.
Because they have to keep it samey because of kind of esports, because if you change the game entirely, the player base now has to change.
Dynamic.
Yeah. Change everything.
Certainly.
Which brings me to what Sean was saying earlier, that the NFL has a thing with EA. No one else is able to make a simulation. So what's stopping someone from taking the license and making an arcade game with it?
Yeah, or just making just making a football game.
Yeah,
which is what 2K was supposed to do.
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work.
Do you think? I mean, 2K are probably just going to make a bog standard football game. Like I want,
but at least
Blitz the league.
Yeah, but at least competition in the marketplace makes people get better.
Yeah.
When you're unchallenged. That's when you just start getting the same slop every year.
Because that's not to say like, because we did see it with like live in 2K for NBA, and that's not to say they were always like, the best, but you did see them trying different things. You saw them trying to one up the other, and it led to that healthy competition. I mean, here we are now, like somebody got most of the money, but it's just the fixation on hyperrealism has, I feel, I wouldn't say fixation on hyperrealism. I think it's the cards. I think it's the packs.
It's the packs. It really is the packs.
I like Ultimate Team, but like I don't want to spend money on it. But I know people that would spend money on Ultimate Team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like, there's just something about building your own team from the ground up with players that you grew up liking and loving.
Yeah,
like there's fun in that.
And
it's really hard to do that.
It also creates natural storylines in your own head. Because you have this card that you got at the beginning of the game that was 79 rated, and now you can boost that card stats up to being valid in the end game, and it's like now you have your own like local legend of like random player 62 that just showed up randomly.
Yeah, it's like Andy Dalton's finally going to win a playoff game.
Yep.
Yeah,
you get to experience that. You get to experience that.
Yeah.
But and then I guess that kind of also goes into like you're making your own fun with these types of games. It's just, I don't know. I'm just bummed out about it because like I love sports, and I know there's more to it. I miss the 90s and early 2000s sports games. Like I miss NBA Street. I miss them yelling boom. I miss NBA Jam where they scream boom shakalaka at me, and then like. You could play as like so many different characters.
Dude, I miss NBA Street, where if you would shoot from across the court, the announcer would just say, "Dials it up."
Yeah, and then
it would have a fire trail following the ball.
Yeah, it would have a fire trail and then like bounce off the thing like
he would just
50 miles.
Dials it up.
and it explodes when it goes through the rim.
Yeah. And it's like Mario and like
Luigi.
Big Bird or whoever, and an alien.
Gosh.
And he was doing the
Kyrie
Luigi,
Irving.
and he was hitting the Luigiana special.
And Yao Ming's over there. Yao Ming was a freaking beast.
And Yao Ming.
Yao Ming was just ridiculous in that game. It made me believe Yao Ming was the greatest player of all time, because anytime you went against Yao Ming, you said no.
Hey, listen. In real basketball, he was great until he got hurt. That's all I can say.
Well, he was good.
He was also tall as hell, Sean.
I know. I picked him every time. I was like, just ball down.
It's still
but
one of my favorite images.
Nowadays.
Sorry, I was going to say one of my favorite images of all time still is on the back of the box for NBA Street V3. It would just be Mario crossing up Vince Carter.
Yeah. Gosh.
Vince Carter got on the poster.
Yeah, he straight up got on the poster.
Gosh. One of my favorite things that I remember, I think this was an interview where Shaq like thought that Yao Ming like didn't know how to speak English, and they said something to each other one time, and Shaq was like, "Wait, you speak English?" You're like, "Yeah, I have for like years." So
Shaq I heard about this.
Also, Shaq would talk a lot of trash about him, and then his dad came up to Shaq and said, "Don't talk crap about Yao Ming because Yao Ming idolizes you. Like he idolizes you. So don't destroy your image of yourself to this man."
Gosh,
oh my God,
Shaq is just unfiltered chaos.
He really is.
I love it. I love
DJ Diesel, man.
Down
DJ
to him
Diesel.
cursing on the TNT stream of the All-Star game.
Oh yeah, recently,
I heard about that.
He's like,
didn't he say
we're getting fired anyway.
F it, yeah.
Didn't,
and then Charles Barkley turned around and flipped off the whole crowd during the All-Star game.
And he was like, I'll pay your fine. I'll pay your FCC fine.
Yep.
Oh man, that's
Shaq
so
is great.
funny, dude.
Shaq is so great.
Yeah, Shaq is, dude. The DJ Diesel clip of him going mosh pit. He literally cut the music out and said mosh pit.
He's demanding it. He's like, "Give it to me now, please."
Right, like he didn't even say let's open up this pit. He just goes mosh pit. It's awesome.
Did Shaq the one?
I wish I was there.
Did Shaq play Dank? No, it wasn't Shaq.
No, that was Terry Crews.
That was Terry Crews. Yeah. Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
Terry Crews.
Okay, you guys are gonna have to elaborate on this one.
You know, Terry Crews, his son streams on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he got his dad to come on the stream and play Danganronpa with him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like legitimately played it, and like he had like favorites and everything that he was tweeting about. And I was like, oh, this warms my heart. I didn't watch it, but like it was insane to watch Terry Crews play Danganronpa. What?
Okay, hear me out real quick. We need sports games that are just about the culture.
What do you mean?
Imagine
okay,
it's like a basketball game. All of the music in the game is done by DJ Diesel.
Crazy.
They just get characters from pop culture, and those are the characters in the game instead of having likenesses from real sports teams.
Can they be historical figures like Genghis Khan?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we just go crazy balls to the wall with it, but also have a really good engine
what if we
to
did
it.
With cereal? What if we did with Kellogg's characters? Like
Tony the Tiger, Count Chocula.
I feel that'd be easier to get buy-in from. That'd be easier to get buy-in from than buying in for the entire league and all the players unions. You know what I mean?
So you're saying mascot?
I'm just straight up, just do it for the culture. Make it an anime game. Just straight up, just make it an anime
game. Yeah.
Right. Or make it instead of make the new Smash Brothers game.
Gosh.
Instead of fighting, it's basketball or football.
Just make it a Mario Sports mix, but it's all a Smash Bros roster.
It's all the Smash. They got the licenses and they just say psych.
I've been waiting for a freaking Mario football game for the longest time. I just want to lay someone out as Donkey Kong, just destroy somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out real quick.
Hearing out.
If we want to have Arcadey sports games, and I hate that I have to say this, I think it would work best in Fortnite.
Oh, certainly.
If you put it into Fortnite like Rocket Racing, I think it would work the best. I think it'd be the easiest for it to exist.
Yeah.
People probably built this in Fortnite already, but I want to see it official. I'm with you. Yeah. I think Epic Games could do it better than anybody else at this moment in time.
Like freaking Overwatch had Lucio Ball that people freaking loved.
I love that Lucio Ball. I love Lucio Ball.
And again, but see, there's like these are
like the actress.
So the way Lucio Ball works is there's a character in Overwatch called Lucio. His gimmick is that he has a sound gun that like shoots out of like a pulse to like move things around. And he has skates on him. Like he skates like rollerblades. He rollerblades. So he skates around the place and he shoots the ball with the gun to make it go in different places. And there's 2 goals and you have to hit the goal.
It's all done by vibration.
The Overwatch version of Griff Ball.
Yeah, but it's all
Overwatch version of Rocket League, honestly.
Yeah, and it's all vibrations and everything.
I miss Griff Ball. Now that's a deep cut for everyone out there.
To be fair though, I just miss Halo.
I miss Griff Ball specifically.
Esports.
Well, I miss Halo too. Yeah. I miss like a genuine co-op game that like no one argues this is the game we play.
Man, Nico and I were hanging out at his place a couple weeks ago, and we were just sitting there for a solid 6 hours, just like, what are we gonna play? We want to play a game together, couch co-op, and we had to like search.
Oh, bro, we had to delve so deep.
Yeah, couch co-op is a dying art, and it upsets me so much because I love doing that. Like
we did end up playing Rhythm Doctor. Shout out. That's all.
Great game. Great game.
I've heard good things about that, but like outside of like, because you have like A Way Out, It Takes Two, you have that type of thing, which great, love those games. Like It Takes Two, one of my favorite things, but that's like an investment. Like,
I didn't want to touch. I didn't feel like touching a Joseph Ferris game,
like
either.
Like for me, like I think the last couch co-op game that I did was Mario Party, but it's Mario Party, so like
and honestly. Yeah. Arcadey sports games are kind of the best thing to just throw on at a party and just let people play.
Yep.
Maybe the market on arcadey sports games have died a little bit just because couch co-op isn't as much of a thing.
Yeah.
Because the contributing factor, certainly.
Say, the last time I played Mario Strikers Battle League was when I brought it to Too Many Games and we played it in person.
Yeah.
That was literally the last time I played that game.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, we did play that then.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I think that was the last time I played it. Yeah, I think
we played it in the weird Airbnb that had the bathroom in the gym.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gym bathroom.
I saw one of the videos that I saw the video I took whenever I walked in where you guys were just listening to Big Chungus.
Yeah.
Chungus, Big Chungus.
And then I look over and see Trav just doing this in the chair.
Good thing to
walk in.
Those videos have resurfaced recently on socials, and I saw them again. I was like, man, first off, we got old, and B,
you gotta send these. You gotta send these to me, dude.
And B, I can find them. And B, I was a lot heavier back then too.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean, good on you, dude.
Yeah,
you've been kicking butt.
You look good.
Thank you.
Both of you guys, actually.
No, Sean's been shredding. Sean's been shredding.
Sean's been shredding, but like I want to say it's been paying off.
My friend has made this joke. He's been like, Sean's been bulking for the past 5 years, and now he's finally cutting.
It's true.
Kind of true, actually.
I mean, it's true, unfortunately, but like
it is.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah, this is where my sad boy hours go. At the gym.
We beat them out of you. Do you guys have a Patreon question of the week? Because I have one.
I do have a.
I pulled one. Perfect. You do it.
Let's do both.
In the,
you do it.
Chat.
You do it, Nico. Bring me a Patreon question, please.
Okay.
This week's question of the week comes from the one, the only Tabreez, and it's favorite opening songs from any anime.
Ooh.
Oh,
hold on.
Oh,
and I chose this very specifically.
Okay,
because Justin and my anime watching, more or less, the Venn diagram is that I'm a circle within everything Justin has seen.
Ooh, hold on.
Yeah, so I show Nico a lot of stuff because Nico doesn't seek it out on his own, which is fine. But like I vet things, and I'm like, Nico, you will like this.
It's pro tip, friends. Pro tip to everybody: if you know that there is artistic value in something, but you may not see it yourself, find yourself a chill friend who likes that thing, and have them, and obviously they're your friend, so they know you and they know your taste, and and you know them and you know their taste about perhaps something else, that they can sort through the stuff that is just crap and give you the stuff that appeals to your taste, right? It's a great tip. It works for me on many different levels to open my mind to a lot of good things. So surround yourself with good people who have different tastes from you, is really what I'm getting at.
Straight up.
Do we mean opening song or do we mean opening episode?
No, OPs, opening songs.
Opening songs, yeah.
I thought so.
OPs, yeah.
But like the way you were wording it made it seem like
it said opening song.
Okay.
It said opening song.
Okay, I was just double checking.
Tabreez, man, the goat.
I'm gonna answer.
So yeah, there's a couple bangers. I have some bangers.
I have a couple too.
Well, first, let me get my joke answer out of the way, which is, of course, "Dear Maria, Count Me In" by All Time Low. "Dear Maria, Count Me In" by All Time Low.
I was like, what show had that?
Best anime opening of all. That's the bit, dude. Well, actually, for a while there, every show did. People were making a meme that it's like the best anime opening. It's like just an anime opening, and it is.
I guess the song for Corey in the House.
Oh, dude!
Yeah,
My actual favorite.
That's not Corey in the House.
My actual favorite is, it's got to be like the first or second season. I think there's 2 theme songs in a season of anime, right?
If it's a 2-parter season, so the way that anime seasons work is it's 12 episodes. Once you hit that 12 episode mark, then it swaps over to a new one.
Okay. Yeah, so it had this oh no, I can't say this answer.
Do it. I'm gonna give some odd ones, so it's okay.
Well, we so now I'm about to get really sus with this. So just I'm about to get really sus with this. Justin knows where I'm going with it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go with Spy X Family.
Well, those are bangers, dude. Absolute bangers.
The first,
they're up there.
OP for Spy X Family is great. I love that one,
dude. It's, for me, number 1 is the second arc opening of Food Wars. And now look, Food Wars was recommended to me. Okay,
it was
now I watched
by Kevin, actually.
And I don't care who recommended it. It was not by me. I did not find it myself.
Yeah, it's not. It's very much so not a Nicco show, but it's good.
It's not a Nicco show, but the story was like good enough to offset a lot of the problems that I have with it. That said, the second arc theme song, excellent, dude. I mean, it's just "Dear Maria, Count Me In," like again, but more or less, but it's good. Good music on that show. Good music on every anime I think I've ever seen.
Good jam.
I remember one time we were watching something and you were like, man, every time an anime episode ends, a banger begins.
Yes. Yeah. We were watching Spy X Family when I said that, because we went to go see the Spy X Family movie.
I remember
and
that.
I was like, and I literally said that every time an anime episode ends, a banger begins.
Yeah. Gosh.
And I'm right. And I know I'm right.
You are correct.
Sean, what's yours?
So, like, obviously I've thought of things that, okay, there's, the original Attack on Titan song came to mind.
That one's iconic.
Yeah, that one's just iconic. And then I was like, okay, what else is there? And I thought of the, Death Note, the first one that came out. I was like, okay, opening to that first season, I mean, very good as well. And I'm like, okay, then there's like Rock the Dragon that they had for Dragon Ball and the Chala Head Chala song.
Chala Head
which
Chala.
Always gets stuck by it. But I think my 2 is, not a lot of people have seen this anime, which I highly recommend. Is Wolf's Rain. The final opening.
That's so Sean coded.
That's such a Sean.
But I promise you, you're going to watch this and it's going to be like, oh, it's very good. Very good. There's a lot of like religious trauma within it, and also like apocalyptic. It's very highly recommended. And yes, there's wolves in it. Of course there are. But the second one, I get hype every single freaking time I hear it, is Stand Proud from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay.
Third part 3. First half.
Actually,
is that Diamond is Unbreakable, or is that
no? That's
is that Stardust Crusaders?
Stardust Crusaders. It's the first half. Whenever they do like the whole double bass.
Does this make Roundabout by Yes an anime song?
It's an ending.
It's an ending. It's not
but
an opening.
also,
it's an ending.
But they also have. They also had Joe Desi as the ending.
Joe Desi.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you know that?
That's crazy.
They had Joe Desi.
That's just that.
Oh my god.
But that's so JoJo's though.
Yeah, but
what's the name of his? What's the name of the author of that series? Araki, thank you. He loves Western music. He loves Western music. Well, I mean, down to the fact that like half the stands are just named after bands.
Yeah, you have like Black Sabbath, Metallica.
If people were to simply stop recommending JoJo's to me,
you probably would have watched it at this point.
And I would have watched it at this point. Like there was a time where like
I stopped telling
people were recommending it to me left and right. And now that it's been a few years, I'm like, this is starting to become palatable again because I know it's heavily music based. I love music.
I feel like,
in fact, it's the thing I love most.
I feel like you would enjoy it. Yeah.
You have to probably get past season 1.
I'd say season 1 and season 2. Like
season 2 is like very hit or miss for people.
Right. Yeah. Well, part 1 and part 2.
I only need a little bit. I only need a little bit.
I'd say part 3. Part 3 is whenever it's just like big buff people yell at each other and it's just a fun, stupid time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every part's like just a different anime. Like you have a slice of life for one, and then it's like a murder mystery, and then there's like a mafia. There's a lot of stuff.
See, that's what I want to see. I love murder mysteries. I'm a huge
JoJo's
fan.
JoJo's jumps all over the place because one time our friend and I are like a
mutual friend,
friend of all of us. We were driving down to Too Many Games, and during that drive that was about 40 minutes long, he decided to tell me everything that happens in JoJo up to part 8.
Oh god.
And everything he said, I was just like, what? But the thing is, like, I could watch it now and still be surprised because none of it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. A dinosaur fights the president of the United States over the bones of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then there's also because there's actual Jesus Christ, and then there's a stand also called Jesus Christ.
You mean Stairway to Heaven?
Criminal.
Well, that's the Japanese name, but in the English is Jesus Christ.
Right.
Oh no, there's Stairway to Heaven, the stand, and anyway. What's your opening?
Anyway, yeah.
Oh man,
what's your opening, Justin?
So my most recent one that I've been personally bumping is there's a band called Creepy Nuts, and they've been doing. They did a couple of very, very popular openings that have just recently come out. Most notably, Mashal Season 2. Which is the one that bing bong bong boom, yeah, and then
okay.
Most recently, the one they did was Don Don, season 1 of Don Don.
I need to watch that.
Don.
Can I make a recommendation for people watching Don Don? Don't bother watching until summer 2025 because the end of season 1 left me on such a cliffhanger that I was so pissed. I was so pissed. Okay. I was like, no, you can't stop here. You can't stop here.
I've had that happen to me a couple times.
And now I gotta wait until July.
I
hate that. That happened to me with Spider-Verse. I didn't know that.
I did. Yeah. So I brought Nico to Nico to Spider-Verse. I was like, it's really good.
This is not a spoiler.
Yeah.
It was public knowledge that Spider-Verse was a part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did not know that going into it, and I would not have gone to see it until the second one came out had I known, because as soon as we left that theater, I said, this is going to get delayed. And it has.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out a year ago.
Yep. And I don't think it's even coming out until like 2026, 2027.
It's probably never coming out.
It'll come out at some point. There's too much money left on the table there.
It is true. That's true.
It'll come out when the Bills win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh god, it's not happening.
True. Yeah.
You know, if that happens, I need someone to come back to this podcast, clip this, show it. Yeah. Show it to Josh Allen. Show it to Josh Allen.
Show it to Damar Hamlin.
Hi, buddy.
I feel like he has enough on his plate.
Hey man, glad you're here.
He's a safe. He's doing well.
Glad he's here.
Can I name some other OPs that I really, really like in anime? Spy X Family Season 1's really good.
Yeah. Agreed.
There's a show that was direct to Netflix called The Great Pretender that just used the song Great Pretender by Queen.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. I I did hear recently that some live action adaptation of something was using Limp Bizkit.
It's not live.
It's not live action. It's an anime of Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Anime of Devil May Cry. So that's probably my actual legitimate favorite because I love Limp Bizkit. Huge Limp Bizkit fan.
Bro,
sorry,
Fred Durst
Sean. I know you hate Limp Bizkit.
I hate Limp Bizkit.
Sean,
with a burning passion. You know how many people showed me that opening? When that opening posted, you know how many people sent me that?
You should know 12. That you should know that you are in the majority, and I hope you appreciate that.
I don't appreciate it at all.
I am in the minority here.
No,
that I love Limp Bizkit.
I don't even know.
And I can't think of a day where I didn't love Limp Bizkit.
Take that, Sean.
My friends, they do this thing every Thursday. They call it Dursty Thursday. Where they send me Fred Durst things every Thursday.
I will not pull you into it, but I need to start honoring this.
I'm already in it, so it doesn't even matter at this point. You just be adding.
It's because it's Dursty Thursday and Fred Durst Friday.
I hate that.
Because that's what they do over in the New Metal Nation Discord. They do Fred Durst Friday. Okay, we're getting into true post-show territory here, fellas.
Yeah, so let's end this episode here. Thank you all so much for joining us on this. We've had the controlled, now we've had the chaos. Yes. So we've achieved our equilibrium for the week. So thank you all so much for being here with us. We will see you next week with another episode. Take care and have an awesome rest of your week. Take care, everybody.